everyone, and welcome to this special edition of Peanut City Police podcast. Today we are joined by Officer Feliz, who recently got the Top Cop Award from the Greater Hampton Roads Crime Line Top Cop Award ceremony. So Officer Feliz, tell me a little bit about what that award meant to you. When I was reading the nomination for it, it wasn't just, one certain incident or instance that kind of stood out to them. It was kind of what you do every day, but a special few that they put in there about you always, thinking on your feet, being, in the right place at the right time, and always kind of helping the citizens. So tell me a little bit about what that award.
So honestly, it's an honor to get that award. To be honest, I don't feel like I deserve it because, we all together collectively do a good job. It's just, I was in the right place at the right time. And those specific instances that were mentioned for me to get that award. I believe I got the award for responding to a shooting, rendering aid, and collecting evidence of the firearms that were utilized and arresting a suspect. And the other ones were I was in the right place at the right time, where I found a suspect who had a stolen motorcycle, drugs. He assaulted me. It was a cluster of stuff, but honestly, in those situations, I don't think I just act. I just do, like all my other peers and stuff like that. But it was a great honor. It was really cool. All my command staff there, my wife being there, and I don't want to sound like a cliche. Like I said, I don't feel like I deserve it because it's just my job. But it feels nice to be recognized every once in a while for a good job and stuff like that. But
Absolutely.
Okay, so one of the incidents that was mentioned in your nomination was a time when you were rendering life-saving aid while also collecting evidence and keeping your eye out for a possible perpetrator. Can you tell us through one of those higher intensity situations and how you keep so calm to be able to keep yourself and others safe?
like I mentioned before, I show up and if everybody else is in chaos, they're looking at me to stay calm. So if I'm panicky and flustered or frustrated and stuff like that, they're not going to rely on me to do the right job and stuff like that, or trust my word or whatnot. So my mind goes blank and I just go, okay, what needs to get done? I need to do this, this, and that to make the scene safe or save somebody or, preserve evidence or whatnot. So it's really just natural because of my training, knowledge, and experience from being in the police department to being in the Army prior to the police department. Okay. So it's just kind of instilled in me all of my entire adult life. I've just been trained to just remain calm in high-stress situations and try and do my best. And if I can't do it, I can rely on my peers to, help me out and get through stuff safely. But my mind goes blank and I just go to work, okay, essentially.
I like the part about collecting that evidence.
Yeah.
I like that part,
Yeah.
keeping that evidence safe, along with taking care of the victims.
Yeah.
And making arrests, or at least pulling those perpetrators to the side until all is gathered, all that information is gathered, and you can put all the pieces of that puzzle together.
So that particular incident that you keep referring to, I'm not gonna lie, like I said, I went blank and I just acted. And after the fact, all the officers were like, hey, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And then I started to realize hey, something bad could have happened tonight, but because how I acted and my demeanor and stuff like that, it went smoothly.
Great.
Yeah. So.
We're glad to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. And, most police officers are, and you have obviously shown very well that you're humble, that's just what you do every day. But through this award, and you've won many other awards while here at Suffolk Police, you exemplify what it takes to be a great police officer every day. So tell me a little bit about why you chose this career. I know you mentioned a little bit about being in the Army before this, but kind of what led you here?
To be honest, the only reason I'm a police officer is because the fire department wasn't hiring. So I had a brother-in-law who used to work here, Ricardo Surratt. I don't know if you guys know him or not, but he worked here, and then my brother-in-law worked at the fire department. I got out of the military and I was like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And they're like, hey, apply to both. Fire department wasn't hiring, and my brother-in-law gave me a really good recommendation. I got the job, and honestly, I can't imagine doing anything else. I love this job. It's great. I come to work every day is different. I'm not behind a desk, and it's just fun. I'm surrounded by great people who support me, and I have a great time at work.
Great, that's great to hear.
That is good to hear.
Funny story how you got here.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad you're here.
Yes,
We're
absolutely.
glad you're here with the Suffolk Police Department. And so, is there anything else you think you would like to add about being a Suffolk police officer or receiving the Top Cop Award?
So I know it's a really big deal. I don't feel like I deserve it because I'm just doing my job. There's other people in the department that do way more than I do, but it's a good honor. I'm starting to realize how cool it is to be nominated as Top Cop because there's only a select few of people that get nominated. I didn't win the overall Top Cop, but to win the Suffolk Top Cop it's a pretty high honor, and it also looks good on the resume. So, that's always a plus. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again, Officer Feliz, for joining us today. And stay tuned because next we will be joined by Officer Jackson, who received the Lifetime Achievement Award from the same Greater Hampton Roads Crime Line Top Cop Award ceremony. We'll be right back. Welcome back to this special edition of Peanut City Police Podcast. We are now joined by Officer Jackson, who received the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Greater Hampton Roads Crime Line at their Top Cop ceremony a few weeks ago. So, Officer Jackson, you served the city of Suffolk since 1987, and you were with Suffolk Police, then you served with the Sheriff's Office a little bit, and then you came back to us here at the Suffolk Police Department.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about your time here and why you chose this career, but serving the city of Suffolk altogether?
When I first saw the Suffolk Police Department, I saw two officers, and they were at North Broad and West Washington Street. And I never met these two officers before. And the way they were dressed and the cars that they have, I said, they are really sharp like Marines. And I said, I want to be a part of that tradition. And I went home and I prayed on it, and I said, this is what I want to be. I want to be a Suffolk police officer. Just had gotten out of the military, serving the Marine Corps and serving the Army. And I said, this is what I want to further my career with. So when I saw those two officers, and it just brought my attention that I want to be a part of the Suffolk PD family. And what made me stay here for 30 years plus is the treatment that I got from my peers, the officers working on the street, the detective bureau, and not with one given time that I would ask a question or if I need assistance, it was always a can-do attitude in the department from the chief of police all the way down to patrol level. And one of the things I like about that kept me here for a long time, recognition was progressed, because every time I did something, it always come from either the lower level with patrol officers, mid-level from sergeants and lieutenants, and upper staff with the chief. And they saw how well I was interested in the department and what made me stay here longer, because they moved me around for the talents I gave to the department. And that really made me want to stay. It wasn't the money, it was the way I was treated. And I saw room for growth, and the department has grown a lot since I've been here, since I retired too as well. And I just want to say that I'm glad to be a part of the Suffolk PD family, and my blood is always will be blue, not red, blue. And I see the officers out on the street, it makes me proud, because I can say, those are my guys that I serve with. And I just want them to be safe, continue to keep them in prayer. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so you received that Lifetime Achievement Award from the Greater Hampton Roads Crime Line at their recent Top Cop Award ceremony.
Yes, yes.
And what does that award mean to you, especially after your recent retirement?
Joan, it means a whole lot, because from the community to my church to people in the street walking up to me and saying congratulations, getting that Lifetime Award at the Virginia Beach Center, was it Conference Center?
Yes.
Yeah, and seeing all the command staff there at the table. My wife is there, and everyone was there to support me. It was just so nice. And you know, it's something that no one ever can take from you. This is something that you can always remember, show your loved ones what you have achieved, show the officers on the street that's coming to the department. This is where you can be if you continue to put your heart in it, work hard for it. And a lifetime achievement, what to me means you're working hard for the department, you're working hard for the community, honoring the badge, and just treating people right with respect. And I look at that award every morning and I said, thank God that you've given this to me. And thank you, Suffolk, for having confidence in me. And thank you, department, for having confidence in me. And thank you for my Lifetime Achievement Award. I love it. Love it.
Yeah, that is. And you know, you mentioned too, prior to joining Suffolk Police, you were in the military.
Yes.
So you've had a whole lifetime of service.
Yes.
Is there a moment or a day or just something that you look back on and you think, you know, you can hang your hat on that, or, you know, that sticks with you? You're like, that's why I chose this life. That's why I chose serving.
I'm going to tell you one thing that will stick in my mind. When you have a citizen to walk up to you and say, I trust you, I believe in you, I never met you before, but I see that you have a good spirit about you being an officer because you're approachable. I heard a lot of good things about you, but I never met you before, but now I see who they are talking about. I hope that you will stay with the Suffolk Police Department because we need officers like you. And that was engraved in my heart. And I went home and told my wife, I said, this lady I never met before. I never seen her before. And she walks up to me and she said, you are Officer Jackson, the one that they were talking about. They said, I heard a lot of things about you, good things, and some things that you don't take any stuff that you would put people in jail when they get wrong. But I said, I do my job, and I said, I just want our city to be safe. That would stick with me until God called me home. And that was really an inspiration statement that she said to me. And if you're watching this, thank you for doing that, and thank you for keeping me encouraged. Yes, yes.
It's always good when you get the citizen, yeah, and you get that citizen feedback.
Yes, 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 yes.
And to you, it was all about the community as well, wasn't
It was all about the community, what they wanted. The citizens come first because you're out there to engage with them, to protect them, to have their point of interest, and listen to their concerns. Make eye contact. Make sure that you stay in communication with them because you're representing a city government agency, which is the Suffolk Police Department. Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. And what would you tell someone that's watching right now about being a Suffolk police officer if they have that mindset, I might want to do what he did. I might want to be there for 25, 30, 40 years. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes. For those who are looking at this interview right now, if you want to be a Suffolk police officer, your heart has to be in it. You have to pray before you leave home. How can I treat somebody right today? Pray before you get in that car, that when you get out of that car and when you approach a citizen, that what can I do to make this citizen be able to trust me at a further time? What can I do to go beyond the call of duty? Not looking for anything extra, but how can I treat you? Because I'm representing the city of Suffolk and the Suffolk Police Department. Your heart has to be in it to be a police officer. Yes, it's going to be some rough times. It's going to be some bad times. But the way you treat people, the way you talk to people, and wearing that badge is a lot of responsibility. So that those who want to be a part of the Suffolk Police Department family, be respectful, keep your uniform clean, keep your car clean, look sharp, talk sharp, and be on time.
Okay.
That's great. Thank you. And retired senior police officer Jackson, is there anything else that you would like to add, whether it's about being a police officer, the city of Suffolk, or receiving this Lifetime Achievement Award, which is ultimately why we're here today?
I want to thank command staff for having confidence in me. I want to thank all my peers for being with me throughout my 40-some years on the police department. I do have a special partner that worked with me. He's a supervisor there, Sergeant Butler. We worked together for a long time, and we kept each other encouraged. And I wish him the very best and hope him to be promoted to the rank of lieutenant. But I just want everyone to know that I'm still praying for the Suffolk PD family. I wish everyone well. Be safe on the street, and continue to, if you see me on the street, you still can ask me some questions, and I'm approachable. Anything that you need, feel free to call. God bless everyone, and God bless the Suffolk PD family.
Awesome, thank you. And thank you again for joining us today. And thank you everyone for watching this special edition of Peanut City Police Podcast. And we'll be back with our regular episodes on Friday.